Hello, everybody, and welcome to a vintage cube draft here on the channel. If you're new to this format, if you've never seen it before, Vintage Cube is a format featuring the most powerful cards from throughout Magic's history. So as you can see in our pack, we have a Mox Ruby, and all of the Moxen are here. Black Lotus is here. It's a really high-powered format with lots of synergies available, and we're going to be drafting it today. If you want to play this format yourself, it is available on Magic Online, which is kind of like Magic Arena for those of you that have never played with it, but it's much older, and so it looks like this instead of kind of the way Arena looks. And I'm going to be playing through it, and so maybe you can get kind of the feel for Vintage Cube even if you don't play Magic Online yourself. Mox Ruby is the clear first pick out of this pack. I don't have to play red, but it's still a card that I'm happy to take early. And so Mox Ruby it is. Other than that, there are some cool cards in this pack. A Giver of Runes is quite good. Flooded Strand is good because having good mana is important. Urza Saga is good, especially when you have a Mox like I do. There's a lot of good stuff you can do. Okie doke. So we've started off with a Mox, which would preferably go into a red deck. And we see Sulfuric Vortex, which is one of the best cards in a like red aggressive deck because it just really reduces some of the interaction and answers your opponents can have to your strategy. Like you play an early Sulfuric Vortex, they can't really have life gain. They need to have enchantment removal, and they need to have it pretty quick. There's also Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, which is a fun challenge in and of itself because there are ways to cheat the card into play, and that's always something really cool to try and do. And getting an Emrakul early leaves you kind of gives you that knowledge that that's something you can be trying to go for. There's also a Tropical Island as a land, Mizium Mortars as a removal spell, but removal gets worse in this cube because people are doing such powerful things that killing their thing after the fact isn't as good. High Tide is good for combo decks that try to rely on that. There's all sorts of crazy stuff to do. And in the interest of showing off something crazy, I'm going to take the Emrakul the Aeon's Torn over the Sulfuric Vortex because we'll try to do something crazy ourselves instead of just relying on this. There's also Gaia's Cradle, which is really good for like green decks that are really heavy on creatures. But getting a second pick Emrakul gives me a lot of like cool stuff to try and go for, and that's kind of one of the most fun parts of Vintage Cube for me, is trying to do cool stuff that you can't do in any other format. Now here, there is a couple of directions. There is a Survival of the Fittest, which is pretty cute for some strategies because with something like an Emrakul, for example, you can like discard whatever creature you don't need in order to get Emrakul if you're trying to do some shenanigans that specifically involve Emrakul. There's also a Jace, which is just one of my personal favorite cards. There is Inquisition of Kozilek as a hand disruption spell. There is Daze as a free counter spell. So lots of options here. There's also Garruk if we wanted to try and somehow ramp up into hard casting Emrakul, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I'm really tempted by the Survival of the Fittest. We can also just kind of like not go for the Emrakul plan and just take something completely different and take like Inquisition of Kozilek to like clear the way. I'm not always a huge fan of Inquisition, but I think we'll take it here. I think cheap interaction is really important. Okie doke. So now we see a couple of cards here. There's Ponder, which is just a really good setup card to help find your synergy pieces. There's Prismatic Vista, which is always going to be able to get you like the colors of mana you need. There's a Talisman for ramp. There is Ramunap Excavator, which plays well with Prismatic Vista. I think here the main pick is between Ponder as like a card that can help me set up any combos that I get involving Emrakul, or Prismatic Vista, which is going to help me with my mana. I think I'm going to take Prismatic Vista because I could totally end up in like a black-red kind of like Reanimator type deck that tries to cheat Emrakul into play. And so I might not be playing blue. And Vista is always going to be good. One of the ways that you can get an edge in Vintage Cube is if your opponent, like if you just think of a normal game of Magic, one of the ways you lose is just not finding your colors. And so in Vintage Cube, you want to minimize the odds of that happening. So here I'm going to take Prismatic Vista. Because whenever every single card in the cube is really strong, and so you're going to get enough playables, and it's just a matter of like making sure that you don't like accidentally not get to cast your spells. Ignoble Hierarch is neat, potentially. If I was going to play green, I could play like, I don't know. I'm not sure how that would fit in. I'm going to take the Watery Grave. It'll fit nicely with my Emrakul deck because oftentimes if you're going to be playing an Emrakul, you'll want to play it in a Grixis shell because Grixis gives you access to like looting effects so you can get Emrakul into your graveyard. Also, Black Reanimation has some instant speed ways to reanimate. And there's red, which gives you like sneak attack and things like that. But currently we don't have a way to get Emrakul into play. We're just kind of building up for a Grixis mana base, and we're not. There's nothing overwhelmingly powerful that we have to take in these packs, and so we're just kind of building up the foundations of our deck. Doretti, Ingenious Iconoclast. Pretty cool card to get out early with a Mox Ruby. You can sack artifacts. You can just start creating artifacts. There's Uro, which is kind of far from where we're at. We're definitely kind of like a black mid-rangey deck at the moment. I think Doretti would be a nice inclusion. There's also Monastery Swiftspear. There's Damnation, which is good in certain matchups. We could have maybe gone for a heavy green deck. Like you just see a green card every couple packs. Knight's Whisper is quite good. So I think it's between Doretti and Knight's Whisper. We don't actually have to be red at the moment, though. So I think I'm just going to take Knight's Whisper. Flexibility can still matter in Vintage Cube because you don't want to have to play every color. But here we could easily just be a blue-black deck. We could be a black kind of anything deck because we've just been taking flexible cards. Dark Confidant, not a combo you exactly are looking for when you have Emrakul in your deck. That it is a very iconic card. Greatness at any cost. There's a Bayou here. There is a Mana Confluence, which can tap for any color. Monastery Mentor is sometimes cool. I think I'll just take the Bayou, though. There's nothing that stands out to me in this pack. I could just abandon the Emrakul and go for like a low-to-the-ground black deck that tries to get like Dark Confidant going early. I'm not sure if I'm going for the Emrakul plan, and Dark Confidant is pretty cool. I'm going to take the Bayou. I almost never regret taking the lands because they just give me flexibility later. And here, because I didn't take the... I could take Gitaxian Probe. I could also take Bitter Reunion. Bitter Reunion is like a discard outlet for my Emrakul if I find some like instant speed reanimation for it. That can also like give it haste. Most of the reanimation that can get Emrakul back does give it haste anyway, though. I could just take Bitter Blossom as like a nice little black mid-rangey card. I think I'm going to do that. That'll be fun. There's also Chart a Course. But until I have some sort of reanimation, I'm just going to view Emrakul as a speculative pick and just build my like normal functional deck. Thief of Sanity. Kind of leaning towards this blue-black deck, and casting this a turn early with a Mox Ruby is nice. Tenacious Underdog could also be cool. Savai Triome. Potentially strong. Magic Online froze for a second. Not letting me zoom in on that card. For some reason, every time I try to zoom in on Savai Triome, it glitches the game, so we're going to stop trying. Scarab God, nice little... Ooh, we wield Gaia's Cradle. Scarab God is a nice mid-rangey card. Gaia's Cradle coming back is interesting, but we don't have a single green card, and Scarab God is quite good. Survival of the Fittest came back. That's a card that I can get behind. There's also Urtai Resurrected. There's also Days. I think I'll just take Days. I'm not going to be going for the Survival of the Fittest strategy with the Emrakul, considering I didn't get anything to go with it. Here I will take Abrade over Augur of Autumn over Incinerate. I think Abrade's better for being able to kill artifacts, and I don't really care about going face. Here there's a Mere Battlesphere. There's also a Fire Covenant. Could be a cool one to try. I'll try Fire Covenant. They just added that with this iteration. And now there's an Elvish Mystic. I guess I'll take it over Raging Ravine. Raging Ravine maybe is better. I don't know. I'm not planning on playing heavy green early. Late Rexade. Maybe I could have played like a mono green deck. I mean, I wield Gaia's Cradle. Okie doke. I kind of just want to take Ragavan. Ragavan can still just win you the game if you play it on turn 1. I also have the option to go for like Strip Mine. Marsh Flats is good in this deck because it can get me my Watery Grave. I know I'm playing black. I'm pretty much playing black, blue, and then probably playing red as well. So I'll try to get good mana to play a Grixis mana base. Factor Fiction is a cool card, though not particularly high priority. You kind of want the cheap cards because the expensive ones are going to win you the game when they come down, no matter what. I kind of like having Days here. Shelldock Isle is cutesy because I can, if I do find Emrakul off of it, that would be pretty cool. I'm not regretting the Prismatic Vista pick, by the way. I think that this will work out fine. Just makes my mana a lot better. So let's sort by mana curve now. And I know that a lot of my cards are hidden by my camera. I haven't figured out a good place to put my camera for these, but I do think having a camera makes it more fun. So we're going to sort by mana value. Yeah, I'm not blocking too much here. Let's put our sort by mana value. There we go. Emrakul's at the top end. And what do we see here? There is a Renin 6. So if I did want to play that, you really want Renin 6 when you have a lot of fetch lands. And we don't really have that going at the moment. Steam Vents is a nice pickup, though. There's also Teferi, which is very powerful. A lot of the time, you want to just take a really, really powerful card, but if there isn't one, you just take a mana for your deck, so you can cast all of your spells. And here, I think I'll take the Steam Vents, because I'm not playing white. I'm playing like every color but white. Kind of could have played potentially green, but I don't really have the fetch lands to support that anyway. And so here, I'll just take a Steam Vents and be pretty happy about it. I got Watery Grave, I got Steam Vents, I've got a Prismatic Vista. This Bayou is probably not going to be played by me at the moment. But yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Let's take a brief just like inventory. We have 1, 2, 3 blue cards. I don't really need to be blue. I could just play black-red with a light splash for blue for like Scarab God. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Is you always want to be like, okay, I'm not locked into these colors. Red, I kind of am going to be playing red, I think, just because I've got some really good cards. Oh my gosh. That's really funny. I was like, oh my gosh, I can put Emrakul into play, but then it doesn't do anything. Mind Twist, however, is quite powerful. There is a channel, which if I had seen this in pack 1, I would have gone for the channel, play Emrakul turn 1. But we're just going to take Mind Twist, because Mind Twist is really good. You just shred your opponent's hand. I also love Baleful Strix. But yeah, we're not going to be able to go for the channel plan. It's just a little bit too late, because I already kind of got my plan. And Mind Twist is just fantastic. But we could have maybe gotten a cool green deck. Mind Twist it is. Now there's a Thoughtseize. It's funny because Dream Halls doesn't actually do a ton in this deck because paying the mana cost, there's like it has to be a color to cast an Emrakul. So I think I'll just take Thoughtseize. There's also an Ulamog, or if I did get some sort of synergy piece with it, but I don't think I'm going to be getting it at this point. There's Relic of Progenitus. Just Placer Kitten. Easy Thoughtseize for me here. Currently just playing black-red with the potential to splash blue. Okay. Badlands is perfect for my deck. Exhume doesn't work with Emrakul because Emrakul makes you shuffle your graveyard into your library. And so I'd rather just get a land for my deck than the Exhume, which doesn't work with what I'm doing. I'm not going to be able to hardcast Emrakul, so this doesn't do much. Magma Opus is kind of far from working in my strategy also, so we're just going to get another land for our deck. We kind of have perfect Grixis mana, one of each of the 2 color lands. Sundering Titan, Frantic Search, Grim Monolith, Snuff Out could be okay. Could be pretty nice, just pay some life. We have a lot of life paying, so maybe I would like some life gain in here at some point. The Duretti isn't really going to be something I'm doing, I don't think. I don't have any huge artifacts, and yeah, I'd rather just try taking the Snuff out, get some nice cheap interaction. Corpse Dance can work with Emrakul. And so I think that's worth speculating on. There's also Yogg-Will, which is fantastic. Bloodchief's Thirst as a removal spell. Talisman of Dominance can ramp me. Zeator's Proving Ground is pretty nice as a black-red land. I'm going to take the Corpse Dance, though, give myself the option of a 2-card combo to assemble. Because if you can get an Emrakul back, it's just really good. Oh, perfect. I also get the Shallow Grave. So now I actually have a legitimate game plan. And that is get Shallow Grave or Corpse Dance, get Emrakul, profit. And even though it might not work, if I do have plenty of discard outlets, which I want if I'm going to be building a Reanimator, I can always discard these cards if they're not going to be good. So that seems like fun. Let's try it. Now there is a Death, which doesn't work with what I'm doing. Factor of Fiction. I'll take that over Jadar, I think. Jadar can make me some stuff to sacrifice. I don't really have sacrifice synergies, though. Okay, Soul Transfer. Chrome Host Seed Shark. I think I'll take Soul Transfer as a sideboard card. Maybe I'll want it. Beautiful. I love getting Baleful Strix back. That's just a great 2-drop. Okay, this deck is coming together. Sort by mana value again. I've got plenty of good early plays. I could, like, even if I draw my Ruby, play like Thoughtseize and Dragavan on turn 1, which is kind of fun. I don't think I can use Dream Halls, but I can't use anything else in this pack anyway. And I don't really have expensive cards. Sort by mana value. I think the sorting's a little bit junky at the moment. Well, there we go. So we're just going to move our cards over here so they're all guaranteed to be seeable. So we kind of got a nice curve here. 2 drops, a lot of like life paying though, so I would like some life gain if I could find some. But could just be that we're using our life total as a resource, as they say. Magma Opus. I think Treasure Cruise might just be better. Helps us get rid of cards from our graveyard. Maybe we'll be able to fill our graveyard up. We're certainly not a Dark Confidant deck. I'll say that much. And Sundering Titan's nice because it can give us a little bit of redundancy on the Emrakul effect if we need it. Okay, so what do we want here? First things first, there's a fetch land, which can get all 3 of our colors, so that's a front runner. There's also Brainstorm, which really thrives when you have a lot of shuffle effects, and we only have the Prismatic Vista right now. There's also a Blood Tithe Harvester, which is a card I like here because it comes with a discard outlet. And currently we don't have any ways to discard an Emrakul other than Thoughtseizing ourselves. And so I would love some discard outlets. But I think this card might wheel if there's no other black-red player. And I think getting good mana is important. And we'll figure out the rest. And we have plenty of playables, so we can also just abandon the Emrakul plan. It wasn't like we were taking high priority cards over these Shallow Graves and Corpse Dances. It's just something fun to go for, and I think that it makes the Vintage Cube more fun if you have something cool in your deck, instead of just being like, okay, I'm going to battle all the other people that have cool stuff going on, and I'll just have, like, a very basic deck. Ooh, Splinter Twin? There's Splinter Twin, and there's a Pestermite in this pack. So if I can wheel the Pestermite, then I could have 2 good combos to go for. There's a Wooded Foothills in this pack as well. So I might not... I haven't seen a Deceiver Exarch. So there's not really anything tremendously wrong with going for this, I think. Because if I wheel the Pestermite, then it works out perfectly for me. And Wooded Foothills will be great. But I think I'm going to take the Splinter Twin and try to fit a couple combos into my deck, maybe. If I can wheel that Pestermite. Which nobody else really wants Pestermite, so that's not, like, that unlikely. Oh, baby. Cruel Ultimatum. There's also Remand, which is fantastic. But now Dream Halls is starting to look appealing. Because I have Cruel Ultimatum, Treasure Cruise. I guess those are only 2. I think I'll just take Remand then. Dig towards my other combos. I don't think I need to try for 3 combos at once. I love me a Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster can get back Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Abrade, Remand, Fiery Covenant, Factor Fiction, Snuff Out, Mind Twist. Fallen Shinobi's also solid in this deck. Plays well with like Baleful Strix and stuff. Maybe I can get that to wheel. Snapcaster is one of my favorite cards as well. I just love playing Snapcaster Mage. Underworld Breach, you say? This is like a really good combo with Brain Freeze and Lion's Eye Diamond. We don't have either of those cards. We do have Trinket Mage, which can get a Mox Ruby if we want. Or I could just take the Underworld Breach on a whim because I'm not going to play these other cards anyway. But yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. Factor Fiction can kind of find us what we need. We've got Thief of Sanity as a cool, we've got a couple of disruptive cards. We do pay a lot of life, but we'll see, Okay, now there's a Colligan's Command. I love that card. There's also Dark Slick Shores, but I think my mana's fine. And I just love playing with Colligan's Command. It's also great with Snapcaster Mage. So we'll take that. We're going to have to make some cuts, but don't worry. We're going to probably not get there on the Splinter Twin combo or on the whole Sundering Titan, Emrakul, Shallow Grave, Corpse Dance combo here. And building just a cool Grixis mid-range deck is also fun. Okay, Ledger Shredder. Ooh, Faithless Looting. Don't mind if I do. There's also Blackleaf Cliffs. But I'll take Faithless Looting. That gives me some cool outs to play the Emrakul. There's also Ledger Shredder. I love Ledger Shredder. But it also fills my graveyard for Treasure Cruise. And I see one more card in this pack. I'll take the Faithless Looting. We have plenty of cool 2-drops. I wouldn't mind a Ledger Shredder. I love Ledger Shredder. Don't get me wrong. It's really fun, too. That's one of the things about Vintage Cube. It has a lot of cards that are just fun to play with. And it is looking somewhat likely that we'll be able to get there on this Emrakul thing now if we just get one more discard outlet. There's a Phantasmal Image. There is a Yawgmoth. I think we'll take Phantasmal Image because it can copy things like Thief of Sanity, or there's also Yawgmoth. We do pay a lot of life from our other stuff, but this does give us another discard outlet. We don't have a lot of creatures to copy. We'll take the Yawgmoth. Perfect. Bloodtithe Harvester is exactly what I wanted. There's also Brainstorm, but we're going to take the Bloodtithe Harvester because it gives us another discard outlet. And now we don't have to play Yawgmoth. Perfect. I wouldn't mind a Brainstorm. It does help you set up things. One of the cool things with Brainstorm is you like play it and then you shuffle away the cards you don't want with things like Scalding Tar and Prismatic Vista. But when you only have 2 shuffle effects, it doesn't do as much. And getting a Bloodtithe Harvester is perfect because now I have 2 ways to discard, 2 ways to bring back. Oh, baby. And I get the Pestermite back. And I've got 2 combos to assemble. It's the rule of 2 here today. This might be a deck where I don't play Bitter Blossom because I think I took it as like a generically powerful black card at the time, but it's not really something that I can use very effectively, and the life loss is going to add up, I think. So I'm going to cut the Bitter Blossom. Cruel Ultimatum. Concealing Curtains. Cruel Ultimatum is sweet, but I think the Curtains is going to be better, especially potentially as a sideboard card against, Fast Bond came back. That's wild. As a sideboard card against like decks that might have counter magic or aggressive decks, or maybe I just main deck it. Thundermaw is a cool sideboard card as well against decks with like a bunch of 1/1 flyers. But I have Splinter Twin combo. I have, oh my gosh, Oath of Druids. That's funny. I've got pretty perfect mana for my deck. There's tons of good mana. And I've got a lot of powerful cards. I've got Ragavan. I'm excited to try this. I've got a Splinter Twin combo that I was pretty ambitious to go for, I think, and it paid off. I've got Mind Twist. I have lots of great cards in this deck. Okay, Yawgmoth and Bitter Blossom can be something I try in the future. But for now, what are we going to cut? I think I'm going to cut Snuff Out. Though being able to kill anything is really nice. Keep in mind I have 5 lands here plus a Mox Ruby. So I kind of have 6 lands in a way. So this is like 27 cards that I can just play. I think I'm going to cut Sundering Titan. I think I'm going to cut... and then I'm going to just keep the Emrakul package here. With the Corpse Dance and the Emrakul. I have the Splinter Twin combo. I could probably keep Treasure Cruise as a way to use my graveyard once I've played all of my cheap spells. Though it is a non-bo with Snapcaster Mage. I think that's fine. I have this that pays life, this that pays life. Thief of Sanity is still sweet. I got that as a combo. I might not want Snuff Out. Factor Fiction is sometimes slow. But I do have a lot of instant speed stuff to go with my Factor Fiction. Maybe not as much instant speed stuff. I have a lot of card advantage. Like I have 3 card draw spells. So maybe I just only main deck one of them and then I sideboard the rest. Concealing Curtains might not be what I want in the main deck either. So I can cut a Concealing Curtains maybe. Because I already have the Inquisition and the Thoughtseize. So maybe a 3rd hand disruption spell is a bit too much. And then... maybe I don't want Daze. I'm not really a Daze deck. I'm more of a late game deck, and Daze is more of a tempo card. So I think I will keep... Do I want to just play Concealing Curtains instead of Night's Whisper? That's kind of a question I'm asking myself. I think I'm just going to keep the card draw in to help me find my combos. Sort by color now. So I'm mostly black with black, red, and black, blue. So mostly black. All of my, I have these 5 lands to work with. I like to just distribute them so I can like see which ones make the 2 colors. And then I have a couple of 3 color lands. So I have 2 of each source already. So I have 11 lands to work with because I'm counting Mox Ruby as one of my lands. So if I'm adding lands, I'll probably add 4, 3, 3. That seems reasonable. Yeah, 4, 3, 3. That gives me 10. So maybe 5, 3, 3. So that gives me 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black sources. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue sources. I think I'd rather have... Yeah, I think that sounds about right. 5, 3, 3. Save deck. And let's see what we shall see. My deck looks awesome. I'll see you folks in the matches. Hey there! If you are enjoying my videos and would like to support my content, you can do so at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patreon is a way for viewers to support the content that they enjoy so that more of that content can be made, and my Patreon is no different. It really helps me dedicate the time and effort needed to make videos, and when you become a patron, you gain access to exclusive rewards as one of the ways I like to say thank you, like access to my card-by-card tier lists for each set, drafts with me, and other cool things. Special shout out to those patrons who support me at the credits level. I really do appreciate it, and without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. One of the things that they've done with the Vintage Cube that's really cool is they've made it... Okay, I'm going to play first. They've made it so that there's a lot more powerful things to be doing. I'm going to make my opening hand smaller so you guys can see it, and then I'll make it bigger again. This hand has no blue mana. It's got a potential Fire Covenant to help me catch up, though. It's got a potential turn 2 Thief of Sanity, so I'm going to keep it on the play. It's like keeping a 2-lander. But yeah, so they made it so that there's a lot more powerful things to do in the cube, which gives you more, makes it feel more fun when you're playing. Because like a lot of the cards that they got rid of in this newest iteration were cards that you weren't really happy to see in your packs. Whereas now all of the cards in my deck, I'm like excited to see how they do. But yeah, so here we will start with just a swamp. We don't want to play our turn 1 Mox Ruby, I don't think. And we don't actually have any Storm payoffs, so we'll just play it. Sometimes you don't want to play it so they can't like shatter it. But here, if they play like a turn 1 discard spell, we really need to have that Mox in play. Because otherwise we'll just be mana screwed. If we draw an island here, we're in great shape. Snuff out. Okay. Pretty much any of our lands are good here. Okay. We did not get paid off, but sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit, as they say. Looks like our opponent did mulligan as well. They're also playing Grixis. That means we might want to take out Snuff Out because it can't kill all their creatures. Perfect, we found a land. It's not the right color quite yet, but we'll get there. They're just playing Draw-Go, hoping I'll miss land drops. Well, Faithless Looting is a card. Sadly, if we do draw the Emrakul, we can't use it properly. We're going to get rid of Snuff Out and Fire Covenant. That gets rid of both our removal spells. I'm going to get rid of Snuff Out for sure, because I think against the black deck it's not going to do much. I can always get back a creature with my Coligan's Command. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, the card's over here. I'm going to have to move my camera soon, but I have a mountain and a Pestermite that I'm not getting rid of because I need to play the mountain this turn. I think I will ditch... This is a tough decision. I'm leaning towards this Fire Covenant because they don't feel like a creature deck. Play land. Pass the turn. Okay, they've got 5 mana now. Call of the Ring. That is not an artifact, it is an enchantment. Okay. I'm just going to keep passing. Waiting. One of the things that I want to do is get to 6 mana so that if I Faithless Looting into Emrakul, I can then bring it back immediately with Corpse Dance. Ponder, sure. But yeah, after this game, I think I'm going to move my camera. During the draft portion, it didn't really matter. But yeah, I have other locations I can put it. Like right here on the side where there's nothing happening. But yeah, Ponder, doesn't really matter what they do with Ponder as much other than like, okay, are they getting a show game log? They chose not to shuffle, but I know that one's certainly blocked. Okay, Magda. So we will attempt to cast our Coligan's Command. Target player discards a card, deal 2 damage to any target. They discard a card, kill their Magda. And I'm playing around Spell Pierce. Okay, untap, island. Emrakul. That could be good. We just need to find another land, and then our Faithless Looting flashback will be able to get Emrakul into play, and then we'll be able to hit them for a lot of damage and make them sacrifice 6 permanents, which is really the game breaker there. We will clear the way with Mind Twist, though. Because if they don't have a counterspell, then they will... I mean, if they have a counterspell, they're going to use it here. Days. Oh, man. That's tough. Well, now I know they have Days for future games, so that's good. They used Chandra Torch of Defiance. At some point. Talisman of Dominance, sure. Because in the dark, I'm just going to play around a generic counterspell. I'm not going to play around Days specifically. They Chain Lightning me. What the heck does that mean? Well, let's go for it. Hold control, I think, is to hold priority. Yep, hold control. So now I have 2 different combos to go for. I'm going to ditch... I mean, I'm going to keep Treasure Cruise for sure. I'm going to keep the Splinter Twin combo in case this doesn't work out. So I think I'm going to ditch Baleful Strix and Thief of Sanity. Whoa. Oh, no, I messed up. No, I messed this up. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. I literally have the Emrakul. The whole point was to use... No. Oh my gosh. I feel so dumb. Oh my gosh. I'm so silly. The whole point was that I was going to discard Emrakul to corpse dance it, and then as soon as I clicked my card, I remembered, and then I was like, oh. Dang it. Well, I feel really bad. I don't know why. I misplaced so much in Vintage Cube. I guess because it's complicated, but that's literally just like, I literally spent the whole game building up towards this, and then it just all falls apart. I'm going to destroy their artifact. We'll see what that yields. Try to cast this with buyback. I didn't even stack my graveyard properly for that. Okay. So I'm going to just get a basic island here. If I was to use Snapcaster, I mean, it's not going to matter. I'll just keep a creature. Oh my gosh. I'm totally going to lose this game now. Oh my gosh. Unless I can get this Pestermite combo going, but also maybe they'll pay some life. Things go badly for them. I also have another discard outlet in the deck, but I really botched this. Okay. They're playing a creature. Okay, the Scarab God. That's not great for me. Oh, you don't say. Redemption at last. Okay, so I'm going to play Blood Tithe Harvester. Make a blood token. Play a swamp. Second time's the charm. Attack my opponent. Send them to 2 life. Make them sack 6 permanents. And then Pestermite can even just tap down whatever blocker they try to use. Imagine if we'd done this earlier in the game. So they have Ponder, Daze. What did I exile? Because I could have maybe shuffled some of these things back in. I got rid of Snuff Out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take out Snuff Out. Mind Twist, Baleful Strix. I mean, because they're like one of their biggest guys is a black creature. Culligan's Command of their own. No, that's my own Culligan's Command. I got rid of Faithless Looting, but that was from flashbacking. Yeah, I got rid of some stuff. Mind Twist. Hitting people in Emrakul is so satisfying. Okie doke. So they're going to go to 2. They only have 1 land in play. So they need to have 2 kill spells, basically. They can't pay 2 life for the ring, but they will make that their ring bearer, so they can hit me for 8. So if they have like a 1 mana blocker or a kill spell, they can like try to get me. They just draw their card. They have their ring bearer. They have a land. And if they're holding back on blocks, it means they don't have a kill spell. And they don't have any blue mana, so they can't have a counter spell. So I think this means I've got them. Just play Pestermite, tap their guy. Boom, we win game 1. Okie doke. 4-hour sideboard. Wow, that was satisfying. We got there. 4-hour sideboard. Concealing Curtain seems great. More hand interaction. Underworld Breach, maybe not. Sundering Titan seems great in the matchup because if I reanimate that, they're just going to lose every single land they have. Soul Transfer is not as good. I'm going to take out Snuff Out. I'm going to keep in Bitter Blossom, I think. I mean, bring in Bitter Blossom. Just keeping all my value plays that I can. Fire Covenant doesn't seem as relevant either. I have a lot of value in this deck. Maybe I don't want Bitter Blossom. Just slowly plinking me away. So we're going to run it like this, and I'm going to take this opportunity to change my camera location. See you folks next game. Welcome to round 2 from my new and improved location. We are on the draw here. Let's make sure. Oh. Our opponent made a kind gesture, and we ignored them until we won game 1, as one does in the world of competitive Magic. You can't let your opponent feel too confident. That's the motto. After game 1, I think the key things to keep in mind. So as if I were playing in like a tournament, oh, baby, a Ragavan turn 1. And we did not see much removal from them. So we're going to keep this. This is much better. I can keep my hand big. The board state is much less important, I think, because it kind of develops over time. Whereas being able to read the cards, especially if you're newer. We're keeping this purely based on the strength of turn 1 Ragavan. The rest of our hand is absolutely garbage. So if they kill our turn 1 Ragavan, we're not going to be doing much. I will get a mountain. Cast Ragavan. The Kolaghan's Command does help. Because I know they have artifacts and stuff. I saw a Chain Lightning. Talisman of Dominance. Perfect. So the treasure from Ragavan is going to be huge. Knight's Whisper is also a great draw. Hit our opponent. They also have a Dismember. What are we flipping from them? Imperial Recruiter. That seems good. We can get a Pestermite. Or we can just get a Snapcaster Mage or a Baleful Strix. We don't have Twin in hand at the moment. I'm really tempted to just get a Thief of Sanity to keep the pressure up. I also really want to get a Thief of Sanity. I'm going to get Thief of Sanity. Because that's just such a, like, they already have shown that they don't have a removal spell for Ragavan. Frantic Search. Okay. Are they playing a Reanimator deck? I'm not sure. This could indicate combo of some kind. They could also be playing Twin. Sower of Temptation, hitting the bin. Okay. They probably knew it wouldn't survive. But they probably have an answer to Ragavan here. Or they might have been able to gamble on the Sower plan. Snapcaster was also tempting. The cool thing about Sundering Titan in the mirror match is it's not going to kill any of my own lands. It'll just kill theirs. Demonic Tutor. Okay. So then maybe they'll get Chain Lightning. Because I imagine they don't want to get hit by Ragavan again. Oh, they're letting me hit them again. Well, we'll hit them first, see what we find. Whoa. Just getting a treasure is really good too. Ragavan is really cool in Cube. If they don't have the answer, you just do so much work. Okay, so we can't use the Dismember, but Dismember would have answered my stuff. So that's okay. I'm going to shock myself here. I want to get more of my good lands into play. And I'll just play Thief of Sanity. I wonder what they tutored for. I'm really worried. If it's like Tinker or something, then maybe I'm supposed to like hold up Kolaghan's command, but I didn't see Tinker game 1. It's hard to just put them on having Tinker. But Tinker would be the sort of card that could get them out of this. Like Tinker, sacrifice Talisman, get Blightsteel Colossus or something. What did they tutor for? I'm just confused. Okay. Well, that's perfect. So we will start things off, play a land, Inquisition them, figure out what's up. I maybe could have even attacked first, but I'm really, really nervous, and I want to know how much counter magic to play around. If they only have one cheap spell, this doesn't work out very well for me. Okay, Pestermite. Okay, untapping a land. Sure. I have the kill spell for Pestermite. So they are trying to play twin combo, it looks like. Okay. So they may not have anything else. Kiki Jiki. Done. Combat, attack. We'll see if we can find a kill spell from their deck. Island, sure. Draw an artifact, shoot any target. Artifact, shoot any target. I could try to cast Night's Whisper, but I'm not going to. There's no reason to do it now. I can't cast anything I draw off of it. So I know their hand. It's Kiki Jiki and Mountain. They played the swamp that they drew for turn, so I still know their entire hand. They're going to play Kiki Jiki. They have to copy things that they control. But yeah, as soon as I saw the Imperial Recruiter, I was pretty sure they had Kiki Jiki shenanigans. So if we do get to a game 3, I'll bring back in Snuff Out because that'll be perfect. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can just potentially cast Sundering Titan. So that's probably what I'll do here. I can't imagine they exile something better than Sundering Titan. They exile a mountain. Cast this. Oh, it's Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning's pretty good here. Yeah, I'll just Chain Lightning their guy. I could cast Sundering Titan, kill this, and this. They only have 2 mountains, but I think this also wins. I can cast Fact or Fiction. Yeah, Sundering Titan was probably better there. Because I know they have a mountain in hand. And so, like, the only thing that they could do next turn, they can't combo me if I just killed their lands. Yeah, but we got the win in round 1. And I moved my camera to a better spot, and I'll see you folks in game 2. Welcome to another round. On the draw, I think we'll keep this. We've got 2 parts of our combo. The Emrakul and the Shallow Grave. So if we find like a land and a Faithless Looting, we just go to the races. We do need an island. Oh, baby. I'm going to play the mountain just so they can't have Wasteland. We have the turn 3 kill, presumably. We don't need to do it on turn 3. They might not even have 6 permanents in play by turn 3. But we'll hopefully do it by turn 3 or so. I should have played Badlands now that I think about it, so I could play Baleful Strix if I drew an island. Yeah, I was not thinking that one through. I need to take more time. Like, I've taken 20 seconds, they've taken 40. That can be the difference. The time doesn't really matter. Oh, that's perfect. I would love to draw 2 cards, even though I'll have to discard to hand size. I just need to find my 3rd land. Oh, baby. We did not find our 3rd land. We will ditch Corpse Dance. Oh, no, we don't have to ditch anything yet. Corpse Dance is gone. Which might make them feel safe. I'm going to Thoughtseize them. They mana leak. I can't pay. And then I pass turn. We have a very powerful combo here, and if we do resolve it, it's not going to matter what they've been doing. All we need to do is find a land. Okay, now they know what's coming. So now they will hold up counter magic if they have it. My deck is robust. It can handle that. Play the Blood Tithe Harvester. Missing land drop sucks. Oh, they draw 3 cards. Nice, nice. As long as none of those are counter spells, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna play Thief of Sanity. I'm sure they have some sort of interaction. And I'd rather kill their 3rd past Iconoclast with my Blood Tithe Harvester. Mostly because that way they won't have as many like random tokens lying around to answer my Emrakul. So now I'm just going to try. I'm going to go for the Emrakul next turn probably. Because they have 6 lands in play. Perfect number. Okay. I have a couple double red spells. I've got a... Yeah, I already have double red though, so I'm just going to get a swamp. No, I'm going to get an island so I can play Baleful and something at some point. Yes! Yes! We did it! Oh my gosh, we got the combo. Okay, the Emrakul pick is really paying off. Oh my gosh, that was sweet. Okay, so what do we know about their deck? They have Mana Leak and Force of Negation, so they have a couple of counters. They have Ancestral Recall and Ataxian Probe. Okay, I think our Emrakul plan is pretty good, though. They might be able to stop our Splinter Twin combo, but they don't know we have it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that it's working. Bitter Blossom seems like it could be really good against their deck. I kind of always think that. They're playing multicolored control as well, or blue-red at least, so I can use Sundering Titan as well. Concealing Curtains to get rid of counter magic, so kind of similar to last time. I didn't see any creatures, so Snuff Out's not that good. And I didn't see any artifacts, so maybe I can cut a Braid. We're going to be fighting over the stack. Maybe I'd rather have a Braid than Fire Covenant. Yeah, I could potentially just bring in Bitter Blossom as well. They don't seem to be pressuring my life total at all, but I think this will be fine. Bitter Blossom might be better than Sundering Titan just because I can play it early and it just like does so much work. I'm just trying to think of like, okay, this is probably a mulligan. I just don't do anything for the whole game. This is maybe a reluctant keep because I could get out of it with Night's Whisper. I'll mulligan again though. Okay, this hand is my best one so far. I'm going to ditch the Sundering Titan and the Mind Twist could be good. They have counter magic. I'm going to discard like mulligan. I can shuffle. I'm shuffling back in whatever I get rid of here. I could get rid of Shallow Grave, but I think I'll just get rid of Kolaghan's Command. Because that gives me a chance to catch up. They could just like destroy me here, but I don't really want to draw those other cards yet, so I'm just going to play the Ragavan at the moment. Hope they can't answer it. That was a really, really, really good draw. My gosh, Ragavan is silly. Oh my gosh, and turn 2 Thief of Sanity if this connects. So I'm going to get my Watery Grave. Oh my gosh, they don't have an answer. If they kill both of these, that would be really good for them. But now I basically caught up for my mulligan because I'm playing cards from the top of my deck. Oh, the mind games begin. So now I need to know what they how they scried. They put one on top, one on bottom. I'm not going to have them draw a card. So I take 3. Okie doke. Let's attack, see what we shall find. Okay, that was a complete whiff. They also have Emrakul? That's crazy. Oh, man. Sure. Drawing Sundering Titan was really bad. Yep, they know I have Emrakul now. All I need is a discard outlet. I think I'm going to start letting them draw. Actually, no, I'm going to mill it one more time. Okay, I take 5. Okay, now that I'm at 9, I'll start letting them draw. But letting them get a Bone Crusher Giant seems bad. Okay, I'll take Force of Negation. And now maybe I can get something good off. Nope, just an island. Land? Kind of. They have Dak in their deck, so I'm not going to play that yet. Okay, they're cycling. They draw 3. If only I could have found that. Unfortunate. Burst Lightning, sure. Okay, they have like a cool Palantir deck. I'm going to let them draw for sure. I probably don't want to let the... I mean, they have Palantir. They can draw cards. I don't want to take 15 in the future. I need to know that for the next game. Okay, Scarab God. I just can't buy a land this game. This is insane. Let's attack. Oh. That's a good card. They counter that. That makes sense. So I can play that card for free. I think. Sure. Mm-hmm. Sure. So now the top card of my deck gets exiled. It's probably going to be a land. Judging how this has gone. Yeah, it's a land. Yeah, you can draw a card. Palantir is really good in their deck. Gosh, I just wish I could draw a land for the life of me. This is so unfun. Let's just say that much. Do they have days? I don't think that was this opponent. That was last opponent. Oh, they do have days. Of course they do. This game has been miserable just because I've never drawn my third land. Like, if I did play the turn 1 Ragavan, to be fair, but like, I've drawn like 10 cards this game and I haven't found a land, and they have like 10 in play. Yeah, that's game. Gosh darn it. Wow. I'm just salty. It's so annoying. Couldn't buy a land. Okay, I'm bringing back in Snuff Out because they're just pure combo deck. And I will cut... I'm going to keep the Abrade in, that's for sure. I have 2 answers to their Palantir. Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. I'm going to cut Inquisition. A lot of their... maybe I shouldn't cut Inquisition. A lot of their best cards... I will go first. Just kidding me, man. Okay, we'll keep this. I think the reason that first hand... I mean, mulliganing isn't inherently, like, that bad of a thing to do. It happens. But, like, after last game, having a 1-land opener felt really dumb. So we can keep this. Put back down a mountain. I think swamp. And then we'll play Blood Tithe Harvester. On turn 2. If they want to daze, they can daze it. Turn 3 Thief of Sanity on the play. Thief of Sanity also hit like complete garbage against them as well. It didn't hit their combo pieces. It only hit like lands, which I couldn't use. Kill that before they have a chance to use daze. The island. Hope they don't have daze. They do not. If they have a kill spell, they'll kill my Thief of Sanity before I can Thoughtseize them anyway. Deceiver Exarch, okay. Make sure they don't have the twin. They have crazy stuff, though. I'm going to get rid of Kiki Jiki. My gosh, their hand is garbage. They have a bunch of cards they can't possibly ever cast. I'm going to get rid of Sundering Titan right now. It's going to be the top creature of my graveyard. And then I can play a Scarab God, and Scarab God will be good in the future. They aren't pressuring me that much. I know their whole hand. The Atali and the World Spine Worm are basically irrelevant. The Pestermite's a little bit annoying because it'll at least hit me a little bit. They're going to upkeep it on me. Oh, they're not. Okay, well. I thought they were going to cast it on my upkeep, but I'll just cast Scarab God then. And then I can bring back my Sundering Titan to kill 2 lands. from them. I do kill one of my own lands, but that's fine. Now I get to scry. Bottom, I'm just looking for a land here. With only 2 islands, I struggle to see how they can beat me here. Boom! We got the win. Let's go. Huge. They would have had me a lot lower if they'd like tapped my thing on upkeep, but I would have cast Night's Whisper then and found some stuff. But yeah, we're 2-0, headed to the final round. I'll see you folks there. Welcome to the final round. We're going to have to mulligan this because we can't seem to buy an opening the hand that has all of our colors. We did invest a lot into the early game mana. Here we're going to just get rid of the Emrakul and keep this hand. Oh man, it's so rough. Because you need 3 pieces for Emrakul to work, and we only have the Emrakul. Oh gosh. I feel like my mana is probably worse than I'm giving it credit for. Like, I have a lot of black sources, but I don't have that many reds or blues. I don't think I've had an opening hand that has all 3 colors, which is kind of weird. Okay. They mulligan to 2, maybe? I'm going to get rid of their Braid. Let's just double check to see if they did mulligan. They mulligan to 5. Okay. So if they play like a land here and a spell, then I can like Mind Twist their last 2 cards. That seems pretty good. Wormcoil Engine and Oko. Those are both pretty good. They're not playing counter magic, which is good. They're playing a lot of artifacts. They hit a spell, because otherwise they probably would have played the land. Night's Whisper, I will draw 2. And then I'll pass. I just really wanted the treasure. Uh-oh. Looks like they have a 6-drop that they're trying to cast. We'll dash Ragavan again. See if we hit anything. Even just getting some treasures is nice. Then I'll try to cast Factor Fiction on their end step. Solemn. I'll cast a Solemn Simulacrum. They have a lot of artifacts. Okay, Ragavan comes back. I'm just worried about whatever 6-drop they're going to play. And so I'm trying to just have a bunch of stuff going on. I'm going to be able to dig really far to find my Pestermite. Okay, they're playing Fact or Fiction. Okay. They can have... I don't want them to have Phantasmal Image. They can have Talisman and Brainstorm and Raging Ravine. I didn't put too much thought into that, but basically the idea is they can't get Phantasmal to copy Solemn, which is like their best line, I think. Okay. So they took the pile that had the fetch land and the thing. Okay, so they are going for that line. Phantasmal's copying Solemn, yep. Oh, I should have given them Raging plus that as an option. That would have been better. Let's see what they want to give me. Snapcaster is nice here because whatever they give me, the Snapcaster will be able to get it back. Snapcaster is probably one that they can't afford to give me. This is actually really brutal for them. I don't really care about the Snuff Out. I'm very tempted to just take whichever pile has 3 cards because any of these 2 are good for me. Snuff Out is the worst card for me, but if the fact that they think it's... I can always put Splinter Twin on Snapcaster too. Huh. And Colligan's game get back Snapcaster. I'm going to choose pile number 1. Any order. Play land. Play Mox Ruby. I'm going to Inquisition them now. They've drawn a few cards. Okay, they have Time Warp and Primeval Titan. That is bad. Oh, no. I'll just cast this guy. Five, 6. Blue, red. Nope. Black. Red. Cast this. Destroy an artifact. Return a creature. Creature. Destroy this artifact. Because they can cast Time Walk, but they won't necessarily be able to cast the Primetime Questing Beast. Okay, that's good for me. That means they're not casting either, which means I can Mind Twist their hand away. So I'm going to Snapcaster, then Mind Twist. So that's going to cost me 5. And then... Ooh, or I could... Scarab God, Wormcoil. I don't think I need to worry about the Questing Beast for the time being, so I'm just going to get rid of their hand. Mind Twist. I should have left up different colored mana. 1. Treasure Cruise, get rid of Abray, Night Switchers, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep Colligan's Command. Play Blood Tithe Harvester. Pass. This has trample, right? No, it does not. I'll just block. Play land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scarab God. Scarab God is so good. Can't tap to get a Primeval Titan. Boom, they concede. They don't even know about my combos. Okay, their deck has so many artifacts in it. If I had more artifact destruction, I would definitely bring it in. They also have a bunch of big green guys. Days could be really good here because they're going to probably tap out at some point. Soul Transfers may be good. They have a lot of colors as well. So I'm tempted to bring in the Sundering Titan. Bitter Blossom. Concealing Curtains doesn't do much. Inquisition doesn't do much either, it feels like. They're just all the big mana spells are the ones I care about. And then Remand is great. Abrade is great. I'm not going to bring in Days. That's a weird mentality to have. All their cards are expensive. Bring in Days. Fire Covenant could do some work here. We'll get to see that in action maybe. This is an easy mulligan. I feel like I've mulliganed so much with this deck. Well, shucks. I'll mull the 5, I guess. We have a Ragavan on turn 1. We'll ditch these two guys. Just play Fair Magic for a little bit. And by fair, I mean we'll have a Ragavan and then play a turn 2 Thief of Sanity. And they're a green deck, so they might not be able to kill Ragavan. If they can block Ragavan, this gets much harder for us. Yes, they can't block it. We needed that treasure. This is huge. Ragavan has like literally won us so many games. The Phantasmal Image doesn't do much. Any creature. We'll just lose it immediately. Still casting a turn 2 Thief of Sanity on the draw. Pretty nice. Questing Beast is not going to cut it, my friend. Maybe it will. Who knows? It blocks Ragavan. Let's see what we shall see. So I can spend mana of any color, right? This one's like a free mana. This no can only enchant a forest. Okay. So I think I'll take the Talisman then. And start ramping a little bit. Hopefully I can find my Snuff Out perfect. Kill that right now so they can't untap and have counter magic. Wow, Snuff Out was so devastating there. That was exactly what I needed. I'm actually close to casting the Sundering Titan again. I should stack it the other way. Oko's insane. I kind of want to just get Oko. Seems fair. Solemn would have also been okay, maybe. I should have stacked the Ragavan the other way, though. So I could exactly know what I had access to already. I've been doing it wrong this whole time, and I only just realized. Those sorts of micro edges can really matter in a format like Vintage Cube. So there's just an island there. Well... We'll make a food. Whatever big creature they play, they can't really do much with it, hopefully. Next turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, hopefully, for my Sundering Titan. Wormcoil. That is the perfect card to turn into an elk, I'll tell you that much. Four, 5, 6, 7. I can't quite cast that, but hopefully soon. Gosh, I could kill mountain, forest, island, swamp. I can just kill 4 different lands when I do cast this Sundering Titan. Okay, I'll take the talisman. I don't really need the endurance. I just want to make sure I have the mana to cast my stuff next turn. I'm going to cast Fact or Fiction now, as one does, so I can plan out. Ah. So whichever pile has 3 cards in it. Okay, I'll definitely choose pile 1. I can sack a food to gain 3 if I need to. But next turn I'm going to cast Sundering Titan. Rona, sure. Are they flipping it? I'll chump block here. And I'll gain 3. Emrakul. Doesn't have reach, right? No, it doesn't. Hit them, see what they have. Okay. Take Relic. I don't need to play it just yet. So I'm not going to lose any of my lands because the only one that is plains and neither of us has plains. So this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sundering Titan. Okay, I'll kill this, 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 and just cut him off of a color. Yes! Yes! We won the trophy! Oh my gosh, that was awesome. That was awesome. We lost a single game. Wow. What a draft. We had so many cool cards. Ragavan was incredible. Mox Ruby was incredible. We had a great synergy plan with this Emrakul. I'm so glad we decided to do that. We had Mind Twist. We had Thief of Sanity on turn 2 multiple times thanks to Ragavan. Honestly, Ragavan, I have to say, was the MVP of this draft. But Sundering Titan out of the board was a really good card to get back. And we had a really good sideboard plan where we were getting Concealing Curtains in and the Sundering Titan for those grindy matches. Snuff Out was incredible that game to kill their Questing Beast. Treasure Cruise was great. We never cast Fiery Covenant. It wasn't really the matchups for it. But Culligan's Command, excellent. Honestly, awesome stuff. Scarab God won us a couple games. Fact or Fiction was good. We had the Pestermite Splinter Twin combo that we never actually assembled, but we could have. We had Snapcaster be great that one game. Honestly, this draft was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did make it all the way till the end of the video, leave hashtag epic draft in the comments section down below to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. If you'd like to see more vintage cube drafts, let me know as well, and I will be happy to make more of them. But until next time, have a great day.